The Cook Out Southern 500 is on this weekend around Darlington. So with that in mind, guys, as always, I'm bringing you 5 drivers that you should be looking out for this weekend. So this is the final round of the regular season, the final round before the playoffs begin. So this is a massive, massive race for all those involved, all of those drivers who are not yet in the playoffs. Now, I've already done a video going in detail about how this system works before the playoffs get going, who has already qualified and who is not qualified yet, and who could potentially get in there. Now, 2 drivers that are not officially qualified yet, but more than likely will make it, are Martin Truex Jr. and Ty Gibbs. I think both of those are already in. So I'm going to look at some other drivers that are more on the bubble, as it were. Excuse me. And I'm going to start with Chris Buescher. Now, he, as it stands at the moment, would be the 16th and final playoff driver as it stands. He currently has a 21-point advantage over Bubba Wallace behind him. So we'll have to see how he gets on this weekend. He has never won around this track before, well, at least never won the Southern 500 before in his career, as has the majority of these actual drivers as well. And like I said, these are all going to be drivers that I'm going through in terms of ones that are on the bubble that aren't officially yet in. If they win, they're in, and that goes for any of the drivers on this list, including Chris Buescher, who just needs to have a solid weekend. A top 10 he'll probably get in, as long as none of the guys below him win. But let's go through them. The other ones on, as it were, I made just mention that he's 21 points off of Buescher, is Bubba Wallace. Now, again, he needs a good weekend, or he needs a win. He's never won around the Southern 500 before, so it'd be very interesting to see how he gets on. Of course, you know, again, he could do it. He could do it. But breathing down his neck is Ross Chastain, just 6 points behind him. I'll talk about him very shortly. But yeah, Bubba needs a good result this weekend, really, to get in, or a victory. A victory and he's in no matter what, of course. 21 points is a decent gap, but it's not insurmountable. If Buescher has a poor weekend, I mean, he could even catch Ty Gibbs. If Ty Gibbs, you know, retires from the race, he could well catch him. But I'll have to see how Bubba gets on in this one. Next up is Ross Chastain, 27 points off the playoffs. Again, he could well do it just with a good weekend for him and a poor weekend for Wallace and Buescher. It's definitely possible. He could even catch Ty Gibbs, I believe, if an absolute miracle happens. But yeah, we'll have to see how he gets on in this one. Chastain has never won around here before, at least never won the Southern 500 at least. So the next driver though has won the Southern 500. It was a long time ago though. That is Kyle Busch. Now he is a whopping 106 points behind Chris Buescher, who is the final playoffs driver as it stands. But like I said, he has won around here before. He did win in 2008, a solid 14 years ago. He also got a second place last time out at Daytona for the Daytona 400. But in terms of actually getting a good result this weekend, we'll have to see how he gets on. That race was absolutely manic. Of course, it was the lottery. It was living up to his name pretty much. Anybody could have won that one, and incredibly it was Harrison Burton. I mean, it's been a very up and down season for Kyle Busch. He currently stands 14th in the standings, but wins 4 drivers below him mean that he needs to overtake 3 drivers. But if he wins, he's in, as the phrase suggests there, really. And the last driver I'm going to highlight is Chase Briscoe. Again, 144 points off of Chris Buescher. He cannot overtake him normally with regular points, but in terms of, you know, if he gets a win, he will be in. He's come close to getting a victory this season so far. A second place earlier on the season, but he's not been in good form since. Ever since that second place, he has not scored a top 10. He's only been in the top 15 on 2 occasions, and those were 14th and 15th. So really bad form for him. He needs a miracle. He needs to win. Simple as that. He has to win, and it's a massive ask given his current form. So I do not really see it happening. But I've got to highlight him because he is one of the drivers that is in with a shot of the playoffs, albeit a very narrow one. But yeah, which drivers are you going to back for the playoffs this season, guys? Like I said, I'm going for Truex Jr. I'm going for Gibbs. And yeah, I think Buescher will probably do it. I think he'll probably do it over Wallace, but we'll see what happens. Let us know your thoughts and your picks in the comments below. And of course, keep it subscribed to the NASCARchronicle.com. Like, share, comment, follow, all that good stuff, and ring the bell as well to see when we post on NASCAR stock car racing.